All right, let's jump right into this explainer and discover exactly how AI can become an absolutely incredible support tool for trainers creating inclusive materials for migrants and refugees. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're exploring a really fascinating intersection of technology and human connection. We're going to look at how artificial intelligence can actually help us be more human, more responsive, and a lot more inclusive in the classroom. This is all part of the Be-MigrAI project, an initiative dedicated to empowering educators like you. So grab your notebooks because we've got a highly practical and structured session ahead of us. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Inclusive Classroom Challenge, move on to using AI as your teaching assistant, walk through the actual material creation workflow, check out some practical examples, and then wrap up with human review, safe AI, and the Be-MigrAI project. Okay, part one, the Inclusive Classroom Challenge. We're talking diverse needs and unique learning rhythms. Look, if you teach in this context, you already know that your learners are definitely not a monolith. In a single room, you might have someone who was an engineer in their home country sitting right next to someone who has literally never had formal schooling. You've got vastly different language levels, from complete beginners all the way to intermediate, and totally different learning rhythms. And let's be real, these aren't just academic students. They have urgent practical needs. They need to figure out how to make a medical appointment, how to decipher a housing contract, or how to navigate some seriously complex administrative procedures in a brand new society. Because of all these varied challenges, a one-size-fits-all teaching approach, it simply doesn't work. You need highly personalized, practical materials. But creating those from scratch, that takes a massive amount of time. Moving on to section 2, AI as your teaching assistant. It's here to support you, not to replace you. The entire philosophy of this approach can really be summed up in one simple idea. AI-powered tools should complement rather than replace your existing methods. Honestly, think of AI as your completely untiring teaching assistant. It can help you take a tiny initial idea and transform it into specific teaching material. Need to brainstorm a 45-minute activity, suggest a pair work exercise, or create an assessment rubric? It can do that in seconds. The whole goal here is to save you precious preparation time and generate creative variations. Also, you can focus on what you actually do best, connecting with your students, guiding them, and keeping the human teacher, you, firmly in the driver's seat. So section 3, the AI material creation workflow, going straight from an idea to the classroom. This step-by-step workflow is how we make sure every single AI-generated resource actually has a purpose. You don't just open up an AI tool and type, "Teach English." No way. You start with the group need. What do they actually need today? Maybe it's basic transport vocabulary. Next, you write a clear prompt. The AI then spits out a proposal. And then comes the absolute most crucial step. Teacher review. You check it, you tweak it, you refine it, and only then does it become the final adaptation ready for classroom use. Now, to get the absolute best results from your AI assistant, you really should use the GIA framework, or guide in English. It's a fantastic way to provide clear context, ensuring the AI understands exactly who this material is for. A generic prompt is just going to give you a generic and often pretty useless result. But with GIA, you tell the AI the goal, the user, the instructions, the detail, and you provide examples. It acts almost like a coach for the AI's brain. By specifying, for example, that the user is an adult migrant learner at an A1 level, the AI instantly knows to dial back its vocabulary and adjust its tone. It's a real game changer. All right, section 4, practical examples in action, specifically tailoring to A1 and A2 levels. When you're designing your material, giving specific instructions is key. For instance, imagine asking the AI this. Create a 45-minute activity for adult migrants at an A2 level. The objective is to learn vocabulary for looking for housing. Include a dialogue, key vocabulary, a pair work exercise, and a simple assessment. See what we did there? That prompt directly addresses an urgent real-world need. It tailors the complexity perfectly to an A2 group. When you feed that into an AI, it generates a highly structured, ready-to-go lesson plan, and you can do the exact same thing to generate a dialogue about making a medical appointment or prepping for a job interview. It takes seconds, but it directly serves your learner's immediate life needs. You can also use AI to take those incredibly dense, intimidating administrative documents and instantly transform them into accessible, plain language texts that an A1 learner can actually grasp. Imagine handing a beginner student a real, complex rental agreement or a dense government circular. It's totally overwhelming. But you can just ask the AI, Adapt this text into plain language for adult migrant learners at A1 level, use short sentences, simple vocabulary, and add a small glossary with the difficult words. Instantly, that massive barrier is lowered. The material becomes clear, adapted, accessible, and truly inclusive. AI is also fantastic for extracting key vocabulary to build out custom glossaries, or even describing images to assist learners with visual accessibility needs. If you have a reading text, you can literally just paste it in and ask the AI to pull out the 10 most difficult words and define them at an A2 level. Plus, if you're using images in your materials, AI can whip up detailed text descriptions of those visuals. This is such a brilliant way to support inclusive practices for students with sight difficulties, making sure everyone can participate fully in the lesson. AI can also rapidly generate fictional CVs and resumes. This provides essential models for employment preparation without exposing anyone's actual personal data. Let's face it, real CVs are a privacy nightmare to use as models because they're packed with sensitive info. But with AI, you just say, create a fictional resume for a person applying for a job in hospitality, tailored to an A2 reading level. Boom! Now your students have a perfect, completely safe model to study when they're learning how to write their own simple emails or job applications. Which brings us to Section 5. Human Review and Safe AI, keeping the human in the loop. So why is human review absolutely essential before you use any of these AI materials in the classroom? Well, because even the most advanced AI can make mistakes or totally lack cultural nuance. Your pedagogical expertise absolutely must be the final filter. AI is not magic. It's basically a highly complex machine that predicts text based on patterns. And because it was trained on the wild west of the internet, it can produce work that is biased, culturally insensitive, or just flat-out factually incorrect, stuff we call hallucinations. If it doesn't grasp the specific cultural background of your classroom, it might generate a roleplay that is just totally inappropriate. That is exactly why the human teacher must always review and adapt the AI's proposal. Always run AI proposals through a safety checklist, paying extra special attention to data privacy. I'm going to repeat this because it's absolutely vital. Never feed the AI your learners' real personal details. You must protect the privacy of your students. Never enter their real names, their contact info, or their specific legal situations into an AI tool. Always use fictional, general, and completely safe cases when writing your prompts. Check the AI's output for stereotypes, ensure the tone is positive and respectful, and confirm that it actually aligns with your specific learning objectives. You are the ultimate safeguard. And our final section, number 6, Be-MigrAI and Erasmus+, supporting educational inclusion. We really want to invite you to continue exploring this Explainer series to truly empower your teaching and make a lasting impact on your students' integration journey. AI offers incredible potential to respond better to the amazing diversity of our learners, breaking down huge barriers of language, literacy, and complex administration. By using AI thoughtfully, responsibly, and always with a human-centric approach, we can build classrooms that are truly deeply inclusive. This initiative is proudly part of the Be-MigrAI project, which is dedicated to using artificial intelligence for creating inclusive teaching materials. This project is co-funded by the European Union through the Erasmus+ program, with the goal of bringing these innovative, highly supportive tools directly to the educators who need them the most. And finally, please do note that this explainer is part of the Be-MigrAI project, co-funded by the European Union through the Erasmus+ program. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or the CEPIE national agency. Neither the European Union nor the national agency can be held responsible for them. So, as we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with this thought. If AI can take over the heavy lifting of material adaptation and lesson drafting, how are you going to use that reclaimed time to deepen the human connection with your students tomorrow? Thank you so much for learning with us. Keep innovating and stay focused.